Greetings, folks. This is Mason Weaver. I am the founder of LeaveThePlantation.org. I wrote the book, Leave the Plantation, over 20 years ago, trying to explain my walk from the plantation to freedom, my walk from a radical Berkeley militant to a Christian conservative with an attitude. I wrote that book trying to explain to people who are on the fence, who are thinking. You can't think and stay a liberal. So those who are thinking, I'm trying to get them to understand there is a pathway to sanity. The Democratic Party hates America. The name of my new book, the 7th book I've written. The Democrat Party hates America. Recently, Joe Biden kicked off his campaign for the 2020 election by giving a speech. And in that speech, Joe Biden demonstrated just how much the Democrats hate you and fool you. He said in his speech that they were against the Klan and Trump was not. I'm paraphrasing. The Klan was founded by Democrats. That everything he said in that speech, he blamed on Trump, was really a Democrat activity. The polarization of Americans, the hatred for given, the support for the Klan, he said. Support for the Klan, support for the Nazis, support for the white supremacists. Trump does that, but we do not. We, the Democrat Party, is the party that formed the Klan. It's the party that supports the KKK and the White Citizens Council and the skinheads. The founder of the skinheads, as I point out in my book, The Democratic Party Hates America, the founder, Tom Metzger, was a Democrat candidate for Congress. He was the head dragon of the KKK. He was sued by a black woman after her son was murdered by skinheads, and she won the lawsuit and took his money away from him. The Democratic Party has always been the party of slavery. That's why I wrote the book. I want you to get that book. The Democratic Party Hates America. It is now in pre-sale. It's going to be released in June of 2019. Get the book now. You're going to find out at the end of this where to get it from. It's LeaveThePlantation.org. You can get it on my website and also other places. But Margaret Sanger, the founder of the Planned Parenthood, was an enemy of black people and of babies. She was a Democratic activist. She went to Germany to talk to Hitler about the final solution. In my book, I had to do a lot of research because there was not a lot of things on Margaret Sanger and her hatred for black people and Americans. Margaret Sanger had a problem, and the history has tried to erase her real feelings. I had to go to the Library of Congress to legitimize my thoughts about her, and I put that. I may put it on a website. There's so much stuff about her that I could not put it in the book. But she said a lot of things about race, about babies, about having a license to having a baby. As a matter of fact, in my book, I go on to say that there's the outline of the taking control over morons. I'm going to read you an excerpt from my book, The Democratic Party Hates America, by Margaret Sanger in her own words. She said there was an outline for taking control over, quote, morons, mental defective, and epileptics, close quote. Her plan called for an inventory of illiterates, quote, illiterates, paupers, unemployables, criminals, prostitutes, dope fiends, in order to better place them in government-run farms and homesteads, unquote. That's the hero of the left right now. That's the founder of Planned Parenthood. That's the person they glorify and fight hard to keep in power and control. They wanted to have a government farm for what they consider morons. The American Weekly article of Rid the World of Inferior People, that's her quote, in Article 1 of this article that she was involved in, she wrote, Article 1 says the purpose of the American Baby Code, I read about that, shall be to provide for a better distribution of babies. Distribution of babies. Distribution, that's a liberal calling point. Distribution of wealth. Now, it was distribution of babies. I'll continue. Distribution of babies to assist couples who wish to prevent overpopulating of offsprings and thus to reduce the burden of charity and taxation for public relief and to protect society against the propagation and increase of the unfit. See, Democrats are always trying to guide you for your own good. They have to limit your ability to make babies. They have to limit your ability to make money. You have to come to them for a minimum wage, not a maximum wage. Democrats are always involved in managing your life. They are the producers and managers of misery. Article 3. A marriage license shall in itself give the husband and wife only the right to a common household and not the right to parenthood. You have to go to the government for permission to become a parent under her proposal, and this organization is still under the control of the Democratic Party. They want what they want, folks, and the founder is telling you they think that the government has the power, has the obligation to tell you how many kids that you have, like China right now. Article 5. Permits for parenthood shall be issued by government authorities to married couples upon application, provided the parents are financially able to support the expected child. Who determines that, by the way? And have the qualifications needed for proper rearing of the child. Who will determine that? Have no transmissible disease, and on the woman's part, no indication that maternity is likely to result in death or permanent injury to health. Who will determine that? You have to get these things qualified before your government will give you permission to have a baby. This should frighten all of you on both sides of the political party, but I know you Democrats are not going to be frightened by this because you want this. Article 6. No permit of parenthood shall be valid for more than one birth. So every time you have a baby, you got to go back to the government. Now, folks, this is Planned Parenthood. So I want you to think, what happens if you accidentally get pregnant without that certificate, without that government permission? What do you think Planned Parenthood will want to do to resolve that conflict? Abortion? Couldn't be that. They want to manage all aspects of your life. I'm a busy person, so I have a lot of folks coming in wanting to call. So they want to control every aspect of your life. That's the Democratic Party. Article 7. For every county shall be assessed administratively by the state in the efforts to maintain a direct ratio between the county birth rate and its index of child welfare. So she thinks that childbirth is related to welfare in her mind, and the county will be taxed by the federal government, the state government, to maintain a directory, a balance between what the government thinks we have enough babies or we need more babies. That's control. They want to control every aspect of your life. Interesting. Well, to continue, Article 7, when the county records show an unfavorable variation of the ratio, the county shall be taxed by the state. The revenues thus obtained shall be expended by the state within the given counties to give financial support to birth control clinics. Planned Parenthood. Article 8. Feeble-minded persons, habitual congenital criminals, those afflicted with inheritable diseases, and others found biologically unfit shall be sterilized, or in cases of doubt should be isolated as to prevent the perpetuation of the affliction by breeding. If the government thinks you're unfit, they will put you away somewhere so you won't spread, which to me means all Democrats should be put into a clinic. That's my opinion. Continuing. As I read the volumes and volumes of her writings, this is me talking. As I read the volumes and volumes of her writings, I became frustrated and overwhelmed with the sheer quality of information. I could not use the space in the entire book to put it, but I'm inviting you to go to my website. We're going to have it there, leadtheplantation.org. Planned Parenthood is your enemy. The Democratic Party is the enemy of America. They hate America. They hate everything about America. So I'm asking you guys, Margaret Sanger, who had 3 children, her son and her in Japan. She had 3 children. She thought it was okay to have your babies if you're fit, and she determined what fitness is. Planned Parenthood is the enemy of all that we do, and so is the Democratic Party. That's why I started the group, leavetheplantation.org. Join us. LeavesPlantation.org. This is Mason Weaver. Stay right or be left, because eternity is a long time to be wrong. God bless you.